Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 6. Today we are doing another car build. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Ford Escort RS1600 Mk1. A car which I've wanted in Forza for a very long time. I do adore the Mk1 Escort. It's one of my favourite cars in real life. And well, luckily thanks to the Forza Racing Championship, which is still going on right now, I got this car. I don't know if you can still get this car. I don't know if it's just a week one unicorn car or whether they're going to give it away for the entire month. Hopefully it's the entire month, so many of you can get your hands on it, because yeah, the Mk1 Escort is a fantastic car. It's a bit of a weird car, this though. We've had the Fast and Furious version of this car in the game since day one. They found this in the files a couple of months ago, but it just sort of sat dormant and nothing really happened with it. You could see it if you did specific things when you went multiplayer online racing. But no, it's finally here in the game, and that makes me very excited because this is a car I've wanted in Forza for a long time. Anyways, we are going to be building this car up today, probably to C-Class, so let's just take a quick look, first of all, at the engine swaps we can do to this. So the standard engine is a 113 horsepower engine, 0 to 60 in 8.3 seconds. That's not actually too bad. But the other engines we could get the 1.6 inline-4 turbo rally, the V8 engine out of a Camaro, I believe. It's not a Mustang, it's a Camaro engine. And then the 3.7 litre V6 as well. Probably not going to do any engine swaps. I would kind of like to play around with a turbo rally in this car, but that would put this car up too much PI-wise. Aspiration-wise, we can bolt on a turbo to it, but I would much rather just keep it naturally aspirated. Now, as far as body modifications, you can't really do all that much to it. You just basically get your standard stuff, and then you can remove the chrome as well if you want to. I probably won't mess with any of that today. I would prefer to see some rally lights, but I guess they are on the Fast and Furious version of this car. Anyways, we are going to want some race tyres. Right, how big can the tyres get on this? 235s. The one thing I will say that's kind of weird about this car is how, like, inflamed those wheel arches are, and, like, sort of the wheels don't come out properly. It's a bit weird. So 235s all around, I believe. Is it 235s on the front as well? Yeah, it is. Okay, so 235s all around, which is pretty good. Let's upgrade those brakes. This is a very light car as well. It weighs under 2,000 pounds, which is pretty darn nice. So, yeah, hopefully this should be a pretty good handling vehicle once you build it up properly. You can get it down to 1650. Probably not going to do that. I'm just going to go with sport weight reduction. Do I want a roll cage in this? It does add a lot of weight, but it could be kind of useful. Sod it. I'll have the roll cage in there as well. Right, onwards to power, and this is where the PI is just going to shoot up, I'd imagine. I'll have race exhaust. I'll have... Whoa, okay, that pumps up the PI massively, although I think that's probably a good trade-off. I do like having the upgraded cams. So where does this rev out to then? Revs out to about 9,000 RPM. That's pretty insane. Oh, gearbox. Maybe I won't do cams then, because I kind of need the gearbox and diff, actually, come to think of it. So we'll put them back to sport. That's still pretty good though. That's about an 8,000-ish red line, I'd imagine. So race gearbox is in it. We do want the race differential. As much as the Escort is known for being a good handling car, it's an old car on Forza, so the differential is probably a bit, well, crap. We will go for the racing intake, and I think I'll just shave some more weight off this with the flywheel, and we'll also see if we can sneak on a driveline, because why not? Try and get as much weight out of this as possible. Indeed we can. So, there we go, that's our car built up to C-Class. Only 167 horsepower, however, 1,819 pounds of weight. Yeah, that's really is not a lot at all. In fact, I'm just trying to look through my Top Gear laps book. That's less than a TVR Cigaris, so yeah, pretty good all in all. Jesus, those gears are long. Let's bring those in. Put them to about there. What does that do? 5.3 seconds to 60. That's not bad for a C-Class car. We do want to lower this ride height because, wow, it's high up. Nothing looks particularly soft. I might stiffen the springs a little bit, just so this car doesn't roll around too much. There we go. The ride height's still pretty darn high, which is kind of strange. Differential, let's do 65... 70, why not? Alright, so overall then, 5.3 seconds, 60, top speed 135.2 miles per hour. So, yeah, all in all, pretty good. Actually, it looks really low. It's not that low, but like when you look at it from there, it looks pretty low. Yeah, those wheel arches are a bit weird. Anyways, let's go and take this car racing. We're going to take it to the Silverstone Racing Circuit. I've actually had the decency to set this up beforehand this time round. So yeah, we're also doing it in the rain because, well, the Escort is known for being an English car, so we need to race it in some English conditions. At least that was my theory with that. Anyways, alright, let's see how well we can get on with the Escort. I'm expecting excellence here, I really am. 167 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot, but once again, the car does not weigh like anything. The handling stat was pretty good, acceleration was pretty good. Top speed we might lack in a bit, as you'd probably expect, to be honest with you, though. So, yeah, anyways, looks like we're racing against just a bunch of more modern sports cars. What do we got on the starting grid? So Subarus, a lot of Lancers and Subarus, NSX, Audi RS4 is the lead car. Okay, as always, we shall go ahead and put the back of the pack mod on, just to make this a little bit more interesting. I'm just trying to look at those. What is that? Oh, that's the standard one. For some reason, I couldn't see that. Anyways, here we go. My guess is this is going to go pretty well, although I have been shot by cars before. You know, I think the last time I C-Class built a car with this little weight was the, oh god, what was it? It was the Sunbeam Tiger, and that went pretty well, so. Off the line, a lot of wheel spin. Short gears, all the four-wheel drive cars fly forwards, as you'd probably expect them to. Yes, we have lovely short gear ratios. First corner, try not to end up in the back of an Evo. Yep, there we go. Oh, G-Wagon, Jesus, okay. Yeah, I don't want a G-Wagon in my face, thank you. That's not a good thing to see. Alright. We are up into 18th place. Now, this corner... I hate this corner. I honestly am not a fan of the modern-day Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. It's nowhere near as good as the old one was. The old one was much simpler and a better layout, in my opinion. Anyways. Okay, a little bit of a slide on the way out. Seems to be pretty darn good, though. It's a very responsive handling car. Ooh, okay, it doesn't like the curbs too badly. Right, so straight line speed is, of course, one area where we are probably going to be a little bit down on, just because, you know, brakes are excellent by the feels of them. Oh, we are sideways. We are sideways. We're on the grass. Try and get this thing slowed down. I mean, it's sliding. It's quite fun to drive, actually. Maybe if you put some aero on it, it'd probably slide less. Then again, I really didn't want to risk losing any more of that straight line speed because we're already down on it. Alright, Audi RS6 in front of us. Is there going to be a way to get around him? Nope, he's going to dive up the out. I might be able to go around the outside of him. Indeed, I can. Excellent. I think this is the cleanest the car has ever looked in one of our car builds. Usually the cars end up like battered and bruised by this point, just getting slammed around, but this one, not so much. Let's lean our way into here. Right. Got a Cobra R here and a Charger. See if we can find our way around these guys. Cobra R is going to have a lot more straight line speed than me, but I can get better acceleration off the corners. Not that it matters, there goes the Cobra. So I guess straight line speed we're not actually too badly down on. I was expecting to be a lot worse off than we are. So that's pretty good. Speedo goes to 140 on this car, so apparently that's actually quite accurate. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it does try and slide and stuff, but it's still really controllable when it does. One of the corners it did feel like it's going to let go, then again I think I did clip a curb on that. Oh, I forgot, yeah, Racing Silverstone, that's going to happen. Didn't think this through, really. I forgot that was a whole glitch with the driver tires. They all seem to, like, pile into that wall, which isn't great. Still, at least it means I can get some clean air. We are past the Mustang, so we are coming up on a Charger, and there's something else in front of it. Not quite sure what it is. No, it's a 370Z followed by an R32 Skyline, so Up the inside of the Charger, around the outside of the 370, hit the puddle a bit, which wasn't great, but there you go, happens. Alright, R32 demolishing time, right, he can probably get a good run off the corners as well. That R32 is pretty quick. Up the inside in the Escort, he's just going to go a little bit wide, probably full. I might have forced him out a bit, there was no contact though, so I'm not claiming responsibility for that. There we go, right, on to the tail of a Chrysler 300C. Gotta say, I am impressed with the way this car is driving. I'm definitely curious to see how this would drive in the dry. I can imagine this might even become a bit of a leaderboard car, to be honest with you. I mean, it's quick. It really is. Like, the power to weight and everything on it is pretty good. You know, when you compare it to cars like the... I guess this sort of sits in the category along with the Opel Kadett, the Mazda RX-3, cars like that. Out of all of those that I've driven, the Kadett was... I actually kind of like driving the Kadett. I haven't driven this stock yet. That's going to be sort of the true test to see which one of these cars is the best on that. Right. Can't go up the inside of the 300C. Going to go into the back of the 300C. Bit of a mistake on my behalf. Of course... The American tank isn't injured too much. My car, actually, okay, it isn't too badly damaged on that one. Okay, 300C. He's going to brake there. Can I go around the outside? I don't quite have enough grip, and he's going to close the door on me, so I'm going to try and back out of that one. Come on. Go around the outside. Not quite. Okay. It's not great. Back on to the straight. We have one more lap after this to catch the leader, which we do seem to be catching the leader. I don't know if we'll be able to beat him because he did get quite a ways away when I was sort of caught up dealing with the other vehicles, but yeah, still seems to be doing reasonably well. More sliding on the way in. A little bit onto the curbs there, but nothing too major. Right, second place is going to go off, apparently. What was second place? I'm not actually too sure. Oh, it's the Audi RS4, which we've got to go around him. Okay, up into second place. Someone's in the pits, apparently, for some reason. Don't know why you go into the pits on a 2-lap race. Right, anyways. 2:45.562. That doesn't actually seem like that bad a lap time for around here. Anyways, final lap, we've got to chase down whatever's at the front. I think that might be a BMW Z8. It kind of looks like one. It kind of looks like a... Yeah, it is a Z8. I was going to say, it looks a bit more like an old race car, but I would imagine it isn't, because, well, it's silver and a DBR1 isn't. I was going to say it's a Maserati Birdcage, but I do not think they're B-class vehicles. I don't know. I haven't really... I don't even think I've even driven the Birdcage. I bought one, and then that was sort of it. Oh! Okay, yeah. So, of course, being a light car, if you do go a little bit wrong, it kind of goes quite catastrophically wrong. But never mind. Anyways, we are back behind the Z8. Let's see if we can do anything to Mr. Z8 on this one. Alright. Brakes, brakes. Go around the outside. Nope. He's going to shut that door straight away. How about up on the inside? Nope, he's also ahead of me on that one. Come on, Escort. Alright. Straight line speed, he's going to batter me in because, well, he has... I think he has like 200 more horsepower than I do, and I can imagine his car doesn't weigh all that much more than mine does, so... I mean, it'll be 1,000 pounds heavier, but it's probably one of the lighter cars on this field, considering it's all a bunch of super saloons. I could dive up the inside, not quite... Alright, we are coming through. Oh, he's going to drive himself through a puddle. That's going to slow him down a bit. So, maybe a little bit of hope there for us. There we go. Right, on the brakes. Not quite. How about... I kind of want to go around him. Maybe I can do that. I do indeed have just about enough grip to go around him, although that does mean I have to go slower through this corner. Ease off. Okay, well there we go, we are up into first place with the RS1600. Overall, I like this car a lot. It's a nice car to drive, actually. There's a big ding on the side, I assume that came from the 300C earlier. Yeah, it's a pretty nice car, actually, to drive this one. Again, you probably want to drive it in the dry more than the wet. It doesn't seem to respond too well to being in the wet. I can imagine in the dry this is a much better vehicle to drive, although I'll play around with that off camera. So yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. I do, again, Escort RS1600, one of my favourite IRL vehicles, so I'm very happy to see it in the game, and I'm very happy to see that's a pretty good vehicle. Even without that glitching, I can imagine we'd still get up towards the top spot. Anyways, there we go, cross line, 244.215. Fastest time I set in the Escort, which I can imagine for a C-Class on Silverstone, that isn't actually too bad. We won a spin, Emile. Right, let's just quickly... 150,000 credits, okay. I'm actually kind of curious, 244... So that does... Okay, it's not quite that great. Wait, hold up. 229 in a S2000, that isn't amazingly... Yeah, so we're not too far off. Anyways, yeah, Ford Escort RS1600. If you have this car, go ahead and build it up, because it's a pretty good car. You know, fiddle around with it. You can even make this a huge handling car. You could probably even get the Escort to be a drag car. You know, it doesn't weigh all that much, and it can accept a reasonable amount of power. I mean, you can stick the Mustang engine in it and the V6 and all the rest of it. So, yeah. Go and play around the Escort if you have it. If you don't, then I don't know if they're going to make this car available again. I don't know if it's going to be available throughout the entirety of the Forza Racing Championship. If it is, go get it, because it's a great car. Anyways, friends, that's it for today's video. In the next build, I'll be building up the Ford Falcon, because I also won that from last week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.